I have a nagging suspicion that someone pitched this as a video game. Like, they went to fucking Bungie or Activision or Ubisoft and were like, yeah, I've got this game. It's a survival horror game where our descendants from the future come into the past and they recruit us, and then they send us to the future, and you have to survive in a post-apocalyptic universe. And every single studio was like, nope. And then they got to Hollywood, and Hollywood was like, interesting, but no. And then Amazon was like, well, The Boys season 3 isn't out yet, and Invincible season 2 isn't out yet, so we need some shit that we gotta like keep these nerds interested. So let's make a video game adaptation movie about a video game that was never made. And I like the movie. Like, it's pretty fucking good. If you were to take Dead Space 2 and you were to combine Dead Space 2 with a game like The Division, that is basically this game. It's this game down to a T. I have two problems with the game. One is an actor, and another one is the tone. So, the first one, the actor, Chris Pratt. I feel as though this is probably the worst we've ever seen Chris Pratt. Which is fucking weird, right? Typically, Chris Pratt's like the best person in the movie. He's not the best person in this movie. He's actually, in my opinion, the worst person in this movie. He's bland. He's boring. He doesn't really bring anything to the table. Freaking Yvonne Strovsky, when she's on screen and she's getting all emotional, you feel that shit. Freaking Sam Richardson, he plays Charlie. He's like Sam Richardson's kind of the comic relief, like the regular guy. He's like, what if like a nerd like us was dropped into like this future war where we had to survive? He's basically like he's literally us, and his reactions are like legitimately genuine. Like, he doesn't know how to reload a gun. He learns how to reload a gun. Like, when things get crazy, he's not a fucking soldier, so like he panics, and then he feels ashamed about the fact that like he panicked because he feels as though he let down his squad and got some people killed. You feel that shit. Like, when he's making jokes, you're laughing. When he's going through his emotional shit, you understand. There's another guy in this. I cannot remember his name, but if you look at this poster, he's over there. He's over there. He's all the way on the far left. That dude is dope as hell. Like, when he tells his story as to like why he goes to the future, you're like, I can understand that. I can fucking dig that. Like, that's you understand like his reason for constantly going and fighting in this war, and like you understand how he feels when he loses his friends and he comes back and then he goes back again. Like, he's good. Like, he conveys his emotions well. Chris Pratt doesn't. He's boring, and it sucks. The second thing is the tone. So, at the beginning of this movie, I would say for maybe the first hour, maybe the first hour and a half, the movie definitely has a more horror action tone. And what I mean by that is the movie is very much in line more with the first Aliens than the second Aliens. Like, there is an awesome scene where the soldiers are clearing a building. And as they're clearing a building, you're hearing like clicking in the background. And you're like, you don't know what that is. And they don't know what that is because they've never been in that situation before. And you're like, what the fuck is that sound? Like, is that them? And as they have to extract from the building to get down to like where these cars are waiting to take them away, they're clearing the stairwell, and one of the soldiers looks up. And when he looks up, there's like something like peeking around the corner looking down at them. And like, you realize that you've seen this thing, like it's been like slowly moving around, watching them the entire time to like see what the fuck they're doing. And it creeps you the fuck out, because it's like, holy shit, they're not just like mindless fucking monsters, they're actually super intelligent. And I liked that feel. I liked when it went from like survival horror to action. The problem is that like in the last half of the movie, they chose to go all in on action. Fucking thing turned into Call of Duty. And then it kind of like tried to go back to horror, but then it was like still heavy action, and it's just like, this is Resident Evil 6 all over again. Like, just give me the horror, man. I can handle it. Like, you have this perfect apocalypse. You have literally the scariest and creepiest fucking monster, and you're choosing not to embrace your horror. You're choosing to go the action route, more or less because maybe you want to draw more people in. But I feel as though the movie as a whole would have been better if you just stuck to survival horror or action horror instead of just going all action. But I mean, this isn't a movie that you're going to write home about to the Oscars. This movie is basically, it's a seat filler. Well, it would be a seat filler if it was in theaters, but it's not. It's on Amazon. This is basically one of those movies that comes out that on a Friday night when you have nothing to do and you're just looking to kick back at home and watch a movie. This is it. This is it. This is it. Like, that's more or less how I feel. Will I watch this movie again? Probably not. Do I kind of wish that Amazon would have maybe decided to like stay some more in the future? Maybe would bring this back as like a TV show where we actually see the beginning days of like the invasion or the attack. That'd be great. I feel as though all the stuff that happens in the future is great. All the stuff that happens in the past is kind of boring. But yeah, it's a Friday night movie that you're probably gonna watch once and you're not gonna watch again. Chris Pratt probably gives the most boring performance of his life, and everyone else in this movie is, well, everyone else who you meet that's both main cast and minor cast are fucking awesome. So go out, check out the Tomorrow War, drop it down in the comments whether or not you liked it, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.